You got that nice old good lucky one out there. So yeah, you going
Yeah.
so all right. So we about to get started. We're gonna do our thing, have fun with it, let people know who don't already know about what you're doing, what you got going on. So I'm gonna start off tonight on the Indie Spotlight. We welcome an incredible entertainer whose journey has touched television, film, theater, and music, from starring in classic television shows like South Central, Full House, Quantum Leap, to touring nationally in The Wiz. She's built a legacy rooted in talent, resilience, and authentication. She worked alongside icons, contributed to the major music project under Michael Jackson's MMJ label, and continues to evolve as a powerful voice in the R&B and entertainment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to show some love for the multi-talented singer, actress, and performer, Tasha Scott.
Hi, guys.
So yeah, so that's how we do it. So everybody know what's up. So, you grew up, in Louisville. You had won your first talent show at the age of 8. Your family, relocated to Hollywood to support your dreams, your first auditions, and breaking into the entertainment, and adjusting to the life of Hollywood at a young age. So we're gonna start off just talking about that, and then we're gonna just let you have the floor and do your thing.
Okay, well, kind of like as you said, I'm coming from Kentucky. I started out singing in Kentucky with a AP's band. I got so big there in Kentucky. I did a talent show. I was doing all the chitlin circuits there, and I moved my I I basically told my mom that my success needed to go further, and we needed to go to a bigger city. And so the bigger city basically was California. And when I got to California, everything I did in Kentucky, I ended up doing in LA, chitlet circuits, singing and all of that. And then I got on Star Search. And then from there, like everything just kind of like rolled and I got an agent for television and commercials. I didn't know what that was, but
Right.
I ended up learning very quickly what that meant to have an agent, to be on television and commercials. And, all of that basically led to TV shows, films, and then it also led to the major record deal that I'd had with MJJ. So that was basically my first record deal. You couldn't get no better than Sony/MJJ. So I did a full project there, and I waited all these years to just say it's been baking and it's been baking, and I
Right.
think the world needs to hear this beautiful project that came from me, from the label. Come to find out, everything belonged to me. So I was just like, maybe this is the time to do it. So I wanted to take everybody back, a little bit, to give them that flow of the 90s, you know what I mean? That good feel of that good R&B. So I just kind of like revamped a little bit, and I said, you know what? Why not release this jewel? So I
Okay.
kind of was playing the jewel to different people here and there. People knew it, but now they're really gonna kind of like grasp this, be like, oh wow, wow, yeah. So they get a chance to hear my creation from the label. Yeah.
So, question: How did you become a part of the label?
I was actually doing the TV show South Central, and as we basically wrapped our last show, because we only had 9 episodes, maybe 10 episodes, and we did a wrap party, and I met a guy by the name of John O'Cohan who introduced me to Jerry Greenberg, and I sang for Jerry Greenberg over at Sony/MJJ. And from there, it was basically history. I basically told him the relationship that I had had with Michael prior to them actually, I guess, finding me, recognizing me, and all of that. I'd had a relationship with Michael at the age of 14, 15, because I did some songs in his Encino studio home. So yeah. So it was just like kind of like a full circle. It was like, oh, we want to introduce you to Michael. So I told him the story about how I had met him when I was a teenager. So he basically said, yeah, I know Tasha, I love her, sign her. So yeah, I got signed to MJJ.
Alright. So, from what you can tell us from you being younger, what type of person was Michael?
Oh my God, he was absolutely amazing. So me being me when I first met him, I was 14, 15. So I didn't see him as the age that he was. He was maybe like in his 20s, 30s. I saw a big, 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 big fun person, a big kid at heart. And it was just amazing. Everything was amazing about him. He was like hands on the project when I was at the Encino home. Like he was coming in every day, checking on me, making sure my vocals was good, making sure I was happy, making sure I was fed. He gave me some pointers about don't let this industry stress you out. Just be who you are because you're amazing. You a superstar. All of those things at a young age where I took it all in. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow, this is coming from the king of pop. You can't get no better than this to
Right.
get this kind of wisdom, and knowledge from. So I just took it. I just ate it all up. And yeah. So amazing, amazing, amazing guy, and during the whole process, I was invited to spend the night at the home with Quincy Jones's two daughters. So I was like, I was living a dream,
Right.
a dream. So yeah, it was amazing.
So, like, I know was Is This It? With the movie where he, did his documentary. So, I guess my question is he calm when he was doing his rehearsals, or was he like I know he was serious-minded and he wanted it the way he wanted, but was he, like, also, like, that fun guy, or was he just serious, like, "Hey, like, let's do it right, and if you don't do it right, then, we just."
I never was around any of his like creations.
Okay.
So if I could say what he was doing with me as I was at the studio, I kind of felt like it was a part of him making a project. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like he was passionate about it. He wanted to make sure everything was right, everything. So I say I saw the perfection in him and he could see it in me because it was like something that I didn't like. I was like, "Oh, I don't like that." She's like, "She don't like it. Let her do it again." So I saw the perfection in him and I kind of like I'd already had that, but it seemed like it just developed more. So he was just real cool, laid back, just real fun, but serious, if that makes sense.
Right.
Just get it right. Get it right and make sure it's great. No pressure, none of that. Yeah, yeah, it was great.
So let's talk about your earlier career, doing talent shows, and how important was it for your family to support you doing these endeavors?
Wow. So yeah, my first talent show was in Kentucky. They actually didn't want me to be on the talent show. And so, I went home and I cried to my mom. And so she marched back up at the rec center talking about, oh no, you guys gonna let my daughter sue. And I always tell the story. She told the little fib that my uncle worked for Motown, but he works for Motown, but he wired Motown, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
he wired Motown. So she basically told the little white lie, the little fib, and they got all excited about it and let me in on the talent show. So I won all across the board. And then from there, my mom had the conversation. She was like, "Is this what you want to do? Do you want to be a singer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to be on TV. I want to be Solid Gold, Soul Train, and all that." Because at the time, that's all
Yeah.
that I knew. So from there it was like rehearsal, rehearsal, rehearsal. And I was singing to 45s because we didn't have all this technology and all of that. So I was singing to records. So I started singing to records and then I went on to get a band and I did so much in Kentucky that, it brought us all the way to California. Now, I could honestly say my biggest support was my mother, and my brothers couldn't do nothing but support,
Right.
and my grandmother. From my understanding and what I saw and what I felt, it was my mother, my brothers, and my grandmother. Now, if anybody else was supporting, I never saw it.
Gotcha. So, pretty much, what was some of the lessons you learned while entering Hollywood as a youth?
As a youth?
Yeah.
Oh, basically, stay focused. Don't hang out with the riffraff. Because if you hang out, I felt like this. Basically, my mama said, if you hang out with the riffraff, it won't take you far.
Yeah.
So don't hang out with the riffraff. If you're serious about it, stay focused, stay prayed up, and you'll go far. Stay humble. So that's what I did. I stayed humble through it all. I'm never a hard person to work with, but I do have my perfection side about it. So it's like give and take, give and
Right.
take, but never hard to work with, very understanding. So I just say, I stayed focused and I stood my ground, and that was it. Even as I went on to be a teenager and a young adult, having a life, I just stayed focused on my career because that was my passion. So
Right.
yeah, stay focused.
So you had some roles on Amen, 227, Full House, Quantum Leap, and Under One Roof, and you also work with Whoopi Goldberg and Kiss Shot. How did these roles help you shape your confidence? And
Wow,
which one
because
shaped it most?
I was very shy. I was very,
Really?
very, 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 very shy. You would never know it by my work and everything. I was very, very, very shy. My mom just really showed me that tough skin,
Mhm.
because she would tell me what she thought they would say, like people
Right.
would say. So she would come at me like that, and I would have to keep that straight face, and I was just like, you know what? That's that tough love.
Right.
So I kept a straight face, and like I said, I always knew don't be that one that they say she's hard to work with, you know, and your humbleness and your willingness and your talent, my mom said it will take you far. So yeah,
Gotcha.
so that really shaped me, and I would watch and learn and look at other people, and I say, I'll take a little bit of that and a little bit of that, but I felt like I was always 10 to 20 steps ahead of myself.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah,
like,
gotcha.
I'm not going to take too much from this person and that person because I just knew that I was so creative on my own, you know?
So, just like put it in perspective of what you've been doing in your earlier time. What keeps you humble? Because a lot of people that work with the people you work with and did some of the things you did, think they're above and beyond. So, what keeps you stable and not to know that like you still have more work to do and not feel like you have just arrived?
What keeps me humble is to know that it was a gift from above. It was a gift from God. And from me, my mom always told me, if first of all, if you don't use it, he'll take it. But then I ended up finding out it's not that he'll take it. He'll just kind of like set it down for a minute
Yeah.
until you're ready to surface it back up. So what kept me humble was the prayers of my mom, how she taught me how to pray. And then as I got older, I knew that prayer works. And then I knew how to ground myself by meditating, quieting my mind and stilling my body and pray. And all things, give thanks, and all things ask. So ask the creator up above, which is my
Right.
Father in heaven. And so when I ask with a sincere heart, so my heart is always good, my heart is always sincere. So that's where I am rooted in that. So before I do anything, that's what I do. I go to my Father and I ask. If it's for me, then let it be. If it's not, then let it be.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about also like because you've also like you've done a lot. What is your support system to like other people that you work with? Are they supportive of what you're doing, or they kind of like wish it was them?
Do you mean by family or just people around me in
People
general?
that's around you in general.
People around me in general, okay, if I can be 100% and 100% honest, those people have basically all have since have passed on. My team my team that was my support is no longer here. So I had to step back regain myself, and refine. So now I'm refining. So right now I've found a good person in Carver Cafe. All these years, this person came and said, I see you, I see the star in you. What can I do? So right now I have support, and everything is basically keep going, T, keep grinding. I believe in you. I this. But I was also getting, because everything has changed, you gotta do it yourself. You gotta this, you gotta that. And at first I didn't understand what that meant till I understood what it meant. You know what I mean? So I'll do some footwork because I know the game, I know what it takes, and then those that see, they'll come, they'll gravitate. But now I can see if it's the right people that I need in my circle and in my team. So right now, the one person that is helping me now is Carver as far as my music. And then I do have a young lady by the name of Simply. She does like some of my acting stuff. She gets me on Comic Cons and she answers phones for different people that want me to do different things. So my circle is really not big because now I have kind of like figured out how to do it on my own and how to look and search for the right people. But like I said, I do have the support, the rah rah, but like the support that's saying, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna type and I'm gonna do and I'm gonna call. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
right now, if I could just really, really, really be honest and say that that support right now is Carver and Simply. And of course, I know it will grow because it just will. Because once you start climbing the ladder, there will be people that want to come and help. And I'm so thankful that I have rooted in me. I have the eyes to see and the ears to know.
Like, I like that. I'm a shout Carver out as well. Good people. You don't meet a lot of people in this industry that wants to help or support you or see you grow. A lot
Mhm.
of people are like, if you growing, I'm mad because I ain't growing. But he like, hey, if I know somebody or if it's somebody that needs assistance, hey, look, I got this person. And I like, even for him to even give me the honor to interview you was to me a privilege, and because he didn't have to. He could have just
Didn't.
but like he could have went
Yeah,
to somebody else. So for him to do
absolutely.
that for me, like I appreciate it. I'm thankful. I'm glad that, we had a point that even everybody's elevating, we're aligning, and I believe that everything happened for a reason.
For a reason.
You just
Absolutely.
don't just have situations like this, and you my thing is take advantage of them, appreciate them, just embrace everything that goes on from this point because you never know. So you just treat it like it's your last, and just
Yes,
move forward.
absolutely. Absolutely. And then if I could just say, I've been in it. I've done things. It's not over till it's over. But at this point, I'm not chasing. I'm not running after the fame and the money and all that because it's just like now it is what it is. You know what I mean? And the doors will open. The right now it's like the right doors will open because the resume is there. People
Right.
know the work and all of that. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not like I'm chasing and I'm hungry for anything anymore, like that. So yeah, yeah.
So, so what you saying is, so what has been the major transition from you acting and going into the music?
Well, music was my first love, and it still
Right.
is my first love. Like I said, when I came from Kentucky, that's what I was doing. I was singing. And then I came to Los Angeles and I was singing. And then I got the agent, and then the agent it was like it was basically she was sending me out for television and movies and stuff, and I was like, Mom, where's the music, where's the music? So it was only a few things that I did that didn't allow me to sing, but then after I kind of like got in the door and they realized, oh my God, she's an excellent singer. So everything that I did basically, if you can really look at it, was singing, dancing, and acting. So it
Right.
all basically came together. So, but my heart and my passion is still my music. And people, I don't want to say they downplay it, but they like, oh, she's an actress, she's an actress, she's an actress, she's an actress. And they really don't see me as the singer because that's what I was doing.
Right.
That was my first love. That's where my foot was. That was where my passion was. And then all of a sudden it just they consider me as an actress. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason I ask, because I know like sometimes when people try to cross over, they're so used to seeing that person act, or they're so used to seeing them in one space that when you get into that other space, you're like, hey, is this the girl that was the
Yeah.
actress,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
singer? But so it's like
Yeah.
I like to ask the question because it's like I know it's like, oh yeah, we know you act, but then when they hear you sing, like, oh, you can sing
Oh,
too. So
oh,
it's
oh.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we want you to. We didn't know, so we want to take you more seriously, uh,
Yes.
in the roles that you do. So just wanted
Yes.
to know how that is perceived by you trying different venues, or going back to what you was
Yes.
comfortable with. So
Yeah. So I don't think I have a hard time transitioning through them both. I don't, it's because really that's how it basically was set up and it was presented that way. So you only have a few that came up, when I was coming up that could do it. Like you
right,
could you could really, really, really see it. So I think that was that blessing in disguise where it was like, yo, she's the real deal. So that's why they use this, what they still say it, here and there, yo, she's a triple threat. She's a triple threat.
right.
Yo, she can do it all, you know. So yeah, it's an easy transition for me to, jump back and forth. Yeah.
So for the indie or mainstream person that's out here that might feel like they're struggling trying to make it in the industry, even doing any facets, acting, dancing, singing, what advice would you give them? Maybe the ones that might be discouraged, or the ones that's like, I'm trying to make leeway, but things are not happening the way I want.
Right. Well, first and foremost, if you believe in yourself, then keep going. There are steps to believing in yourself, and what I mean by that is you got to practice hard work, dedication. You
Right.
got to practice your craft, perfect your craft. Don't be too hard on yourself, you know, but make sure it's right and have someone in your corner that's going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You see what I'm saying? You don't want
Hmm.
people around you just because they see the fame and they see the money and all that. No, you want somebody that's going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And then all I can say is keep grinding. I mean, keep grinding. If especially if you're young, keep grinding, keep going, and learn the business. Learn, ask a lot of questions. If it don't feel right in your center, walk away from it. Well, just walk away from it because if it's for you, you'll be at the right place at the right time. My mom used to tell me that all the time. See, you'll be at the right place at the right time. Watch, and it as I look at my career, I was always at the right place at the right time.
Right.
So stay at it, keep at it, don't get discouraged, and first and foremost, keep your faith and your prayer life, your spiritual life so strong. I don't care what that looks like. Keep it strong and keep it with you and don't waver and just take it on. Just go ahead in.
I like that because you have a exceptional resume. You've worked with a lot. You toured, nationally with Dorothy and the Wiz. You shared stages with Grace Jones, People Bryson, CeCe Peniston, and Tony Terry. How was it to actually work with those artists? Because I know a lot of people out here would have been like, they're like, man, I'm like, she's like, she was lucky to have those opportunities. Like, but how was it for you in your perspective of working with them, and what did they teach you?
So me, I was a young buck. I was like 23, 20, 23, 24. So playing this major role, and people was amazing. I was a fan, because
Yeah.
I'm young, I was a fan. I was like, oh my God, I'm working with one of the greats. This man is amazing. Great, 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 great. I feel like, being that young, they're like, let's test her, so
Yes,
everything
yes.
was in test. Let's see how she can, uphold. I passed all the tests. I just put it like that. They was like, "You the real deal, mommy." Grace Jones, she she dubbed me as a diva.
Yeah, because she got real big energy, so, like,
But she
you
got
got big
real
energy as
big
well.
energy, right?
So I
Yeah,
know
so I was
that was
like,
important.
"Oh my god." She brought me into her room and she was like, "I just want to let you know you are absolutely amazing the way you carry yourself at such a young age." She was like, "I just wanted to dub you as like diva." I was like, "Whoa." And I don't carry that around, but
Right.
I just know that I got that from an iconic woman. Like she dubbed me as a diva at 2023, like whoa.
So
So
how does it
yeah.
feel when you hear that, though? What was your feelings?
I was humbled. I was just so humbled by it, and that's what amazed them. Like she's so humble. Like she smiles, she talks to everybody, she gives great interviews, she just takes it all in. Whether it was bad reviews or good reviews, it was just like it was what it was, and she was like, "You better than me," basically. you know Tony just absolutely loved me. Tony Terry, he just absolutely just thought I was adorable and amazing. Cece was like my little sister. Like she took me under her wings too during that whole time. She played Glinda, and she was like, "I got you, baby. I got you." Funny story. We was at the top of the staging, and Grace almost fell, and it was like I grabbed her hand. It was like I grabbed her hand and I pulled her
Uh-huh.
back, and she looked at me as if to say, "Whoa, you amazing. You saved my
Right.
life."
Uh-huh. You ain't gotta worry about nothing else for life.
I got worried about nothing. So yeah, it's just, everybody that I've met, I was just they just like, man, she's a sweetheart. She's humble. She's a star. Like she's a star. And then when I heard that from Michael at a young age, I was like, I really, really carried it because I heard it from my mom and everybody in your neighborhood. But when I heard it from somebody like that, I was just like, and then others that are great, I'm like, yo, I really, really got something within me. So yeah, yeah.
So so, yeah, because you've done a lot. What did connecting to, MMJ label mean for your career?
Oh my God, that was the icing on the cake because that was the whole reason moving from Kentucky was to be a recording artist. So when I got signed at about like I want to say 23, 24, when I got signed, that was the icing on the cake. It was prophesied to my mom. She prophesied it to me. She said, when we get to LA, if Michael Jackson ever gets a record label, you're going to be signed. You're going to be one of his artists on there that will be signed. Sure enough, I got signed. And that album took every bit, maybe a year to do. And then it was just like I was on there with 3T, Reedy Jackson, Metavision, Brownstones, and it was another guy. I can't think of the guy, his name, little young guy, and then me. And it was just like, yo, I'm on one of the biggest labels. Really, everybody was trying to get on that label.
Yeah.
So yeah, so once people knew it was Tasha Scott from the TV show South Century, she signed to MJJ. Everybody was trying to get on the project. Everybody almost got a chance to work with Dark Child. I mean, just everybody. I was just like everybody was coming. I got a chance to do a song with Vision, Joyride. Yeah, and at that time I didn't know half of these
You're right.
producers, and they were all up and coming producers. And then I met this guy by the name of Billy Moss. He came in, he was like, "Yo, I see your whole album, I see the whole theme, I see the whole this." And at that time, I'm feeling myself, I'm
Yeah,
young, I'm
yeah.
feeling
I don't
myself. I was
blame
like,
you.
"Yeah, I like this, I like this." My mama wasn't really hearing it. She wanted me to be big and,
Right.
boisterous and all that. I was like, "Mom, all of that to come, all of that to come. Let's just get in there. Let's just get in the door." She loved the album, but she was just like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
baby, because she wanted me to come straight out the gate, you
Yeah.
know. But it was it. I said, "Mom, it will all come, to us to the full circle of where it needs to come to." So, I was on the label. By the time I was about to go into my second year, a lot of stuff had happened, you know, as the world knows, I didn't know anything about what was really going on because from my perspective, he was everything to me. He was
Right,
everything. I never experienced anything, no bad, nothing on my behalf. What
right,
I saw a genuine good man, a good person, a loving person. He loved kids. Oh yes, 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 yes. I could tell that when I was young, just
right.
being around it. It was safe. It just felt safe. You understand what I'm saying? So the the project got done, and of course, as I was about to be released, that's kind of like when everything kind of folded. It broke my heart and everything. So
Yeah,
it was what it was. You know what I mean? So I just still went on to pursue my career and everything. And then I listen to the music all the time because it's timeless. This
right,
album is definitely, definitely timeless because I worked with some timeless producers and
right,
writers. Troy Taylor. I worked with Troy Taylor. I worked with I didn't per se work with Dallas Austin, but I have a Dallas Austin track. And back then these people were
yeah,
amazing, and they went on to be amazing. You know, so I sat on it all these years. And then one day I was just listening and I called Carver. I say, "Carver, I think I'm ready. Like, I think I'm ready to release this." And he was like, "Okay." So I was like, no, he picked the song. He picked Right Here, Right Now. And he sent it to me and he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Let me go sit in my," I said, "Let me go sit in my car where the sounds is better," because I didn't have my studio set up.
right,
I sat there in the car and it stopped and I was silent. I was silent. And then I was like, "Carver, this is amazing. This is amazing." I said, "I think it's time to release this. This whole full complete album. It's time for the world to hear this jewel. And it's time for them to hear my story." And then that's when we came up with basically her story of me at that age. Everything that I was going through, what I was feeling, my love, my heartbreak, all of that. I was like, it's time for people to actually hear that, especially my generation. They're
right.
really going to really appreciate the music because the music is timeless. So yeah, so I was just like, "You know what, Carver, let's just do it." And I told him, I said, "It is what it is.
Yeah,
If it does something, it does something. If it don't," I just felt like I want the world to hear my music. I always felt like I want the world to hear my voice. My voice. So whatever comes may with it, let it come. If producers come, yeah, let's go, let's do it, because I just feel like timing is right for me right now. And I know I've been saying it for many years, timing, 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 timing.
right.
But I really feel like now timing is right because I done been through some things in my life to say that now timing is right for me. Like I said, I'm not chasing anything, I'm not hungry for anything. I'm just like, let's just put some good music out so people can
Yeah,
hear it, you know so that's the way I looked at it. And so when he sent that song to me and I heard it, I was like, yeah,
man,
that's
I get
it.
that.
I was like, that's it. That's it. I'm almost like I'm almost like I love the rawness of the versions that has been recorded,
Yeah,
but I'm like, we might have to
yeah, yeah, most definitely.
and revamp everything, like revamp everything. You know what I mean? Give that to them and then say, "Hey, we gonna come back with the remix to all of them." Like boom, boom, boom. Here you go. Because it's timeless. It's timeless music.
Yeah,
You know?
because we need some. There's a lot of good R&B out here, but we need some. I'm a '80s baby, so I'm used to the old good old R&B. Listening to it. I still it's on my playlist now. From Michael Jackson, Prince, Gerald,
Yeah.
Bill Perry.
Yeah.
Luther, all them, and that's my man, Johnny Gill, all of them, and that's what I listen to.
Yeah.
Um, and,
Yeah.
and I tell people like we need to bring back some of these old like not these covers, but put some of
Yeah.
this
No.
old feel into some new flavor. And
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to when this album drops.
And
What
I
what
say
are
this. I say I didn't mean to cut you off, but I say this. I say this to the major artists that are out there now. Don't be afraid to go back. Don't be afraid to go back and bring that sound back. I know we're moving on, but don't be afraid to go back and bring that sound back because there are people like us still want to hear it. Like they say, R&B is dead. No, 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 it's not. It's not dead because we can still go back and listen to Michael. We can go back and listen to Elvis. We can go back and listen to all those greats, and it feels good. So don't be afraid. I'm saying this to the major, major artists. And I know they probably already thinking about it. Don't be afraid to go back. Don't be
right?
afraid to go back and just do that music and just present it to the world. We want to hear it. We want to
Yeah,
hear it. And like I said, my kids love that album. My kids are listening to Frank Sinatra and they're going back and listening to Anita Baker. And I'm like, so don't be afraid and don't chastise yourself or ourselves so hard to say
yeah,
it's outdated, it's old. No, 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 it's not.
yeah. Because I talk to my daughter sometimes, and she have her AirPod blast, and I'm like, "What you listen to?" She's like, "So and so, so and so." So I said, like, "What do you actually listen to?" She's like, '80s, '90s, early 2000s. She hit me with, and she's 13, so she hit me with some. I mean, 14, so she hit me with some back in the '70s. I was like, "Oh," I said, "Okay." I said, you don't like what you listening to now?" She's like, "Nah." She said, "I like that old feel." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yes." I said,
See?
"'Cause I grew up in a household. My dad is 70, he'll be 73 this year. Oh, he had everything, Alexander O'Neal, Atlantic Star, Stephanie Mills, Gladys Knight,
Yeah.
Phyllis Hyman, everybody. And he would like people would be like, "How you know these songs?" I was like, I grew up with my parents in the '80s, so it wasn't you go down back in the day to the Wiz, and
Yeah.
albums was about $10, and you go in and you get you. He was getting like 50 albums at, you know what I'm saying, and he was so good at what he did that he was making tapes. I said, "What you doing down here?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm recording tapes for my friends. They want because
Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
such
Yeah. Yeah.
extensive catalog." And he was like, "Yeah, man." He said, "Yeah, I just be down here recording and all that." And I was like, "Man," so like I love just the old feel,
Yeah. The aesthetics of the old field is
yeah.
it's just amazing. And if you had a jukebox, my mama had a jukebox.
Nah, they didn't have no jukebox though. We didn't have that. We just had we just had the albums. We had the old back in the day sound system where
Yeah.
the dial was doing like this when it start when it go up. When you don't hit that level and it's doing that little shaking thing. But like even now going into the store seeing albums now was crazy, like $30, $40. I'm like back in the
Yeah.
day, you was getting
Right?
albums like $10 a pop, then they had the little ones, and, then you had to flip it
The
over to the
45s,
B-side.
the 45s.
Yeah, the 45, just to flip it over to the B-side, and listen I said, "Yeah," he said, but I enjoy that type of feel because,
Yeah.
like, it's funny when you talk to, like, the Imma call it the elder council, and they pull something out and they like, "Oh, you know this song?" Like, "Yeah." I said, like I had some elder counselors threw some songs out, and I was in there. I was singing a couple of them with them, and they was like, "Oh, how you know that song?" I said, "My dad's 73 years old."
Yeah.
Like that's all we listened to in the '80s and '90s. So
Yeah.
so that's all I knew. So
Yeah.
like I even
Yeah.
laugh now because a lot of these artists, young artists now, are going back sampling songs.
There you go. See what I'm
So it's
saying?
like, so I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So y'all try to play like y'all don't like the music, but y'all listening to it.
Y'all listen to it. Y'all
So
listen to it. So
so
it's not dead per se. You know what I mean? It's
now
not. And yes, things will evolve, and that's great. And but sometimes, you gotta stay where it feels good. And that's what I saw my mom do, you know. She stayed where her era, where she grew up, she stayed in that, and that felt good to her. So as things were moving along, she kind of questioned the music, but then she saw how it kind of stayed right there where it felt good. Then when
Right.
my mom started saying, "Oh, that hippity hoppity," I don't know what I don't know what that is. And they're like, "Mom, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know." Then you kind of like had to put them up on game. But then now I see what she means by,
Yeah.
"Ooh, that hippity hoppy." I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't
I
want to
mean,
hear that. I'm sorry. It ain't fueling me. It ain't making me feel something. What they say, giving me something you can feel. It ain't giving me that
they ain't
feel.
giving you that.
Yeah.
They ain't giving you
So
that.
yeah.
So, like, so I'm a pivot. So, like, because I know, like, we talked about the kids, and so how does it feel when you hear your kids, like, have they heard your EP yet or your single?
Oh, they've heard all my music. My oldest one, she was hands on the album. She was hands on. She was in the studio every day, all day, even on the the TV set because I mean I had her when I was 19, so she was she was on my hip.
Right.
I was that mom back in the day. I didn't hide my baby. My baby was on my hip. My baby was in the studio with me, so she knows this album. She grew up with it, you know. So when they hear it, they're like, well, Tajane and Jamariana, they knew because they grew up. Now my young ones, they didn't really catch it until maybe a few years ago. Like
Right.
like, oh wow, that's mom, that's her music. Because by this time I was all out there doing me, and their friends are celebrity kids. Celebrity kids. Their mom and dads are big people, and so they're like, "Don't you know who your mom is? You know who your mom is?"
They're
So
like,
they like,
yeah, of
let me
course.
go do my homework on my mama. So now they're like, wow, okay, because my son right now, he's the only one that still has the album on his phone. My
Right.
girls, they lost it. So now they hit me up, Mom, send me the album, send me the album, send me the album.
So how do you feel like with your kids, like listening to your music and like, wow, this is my mother, and like, like you really put out an awesome, amazing music. How does that make you feel inside? No matter if the critics out here think whatever, but like, long as your kids like they feeling what you're doing.
Long as they like it means everything to me because they saw the blood, sweat, and tears. Especially Tajane and Jamariana. Amir and Malaya, they saw nothing. They saw nothing as far as me being on TV sets and all that. Like I said, they got all the internet work of it all.
Okay.
So it does make me feel good, and they don't lie to me. You know, every now and then I'll do something, they'll be like, "Mom, that's a little dated." I'm like, "Well, what you mean it's dated?" That's who I am. That's who I am. I said I'm not really trying to appeal, to a certain type of audience, but now that everybody's going back looking at things, they're gravitating to me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're and that's good that they're gravitating to me. And then when they say she's what? Oh my God, she looks nothing like this, and she's she's got all this energy. So that makes me feel good.
Right.
Like I can roll around with my kids today. Like they like, Mom, you want to hang out in it? I'm like, oh no, like come on, Mom, come on, come on, because they want my energy, they want my presence.
Yeah.
So yeah, that really, really, really makes me feel good that they don't put me behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm not that mom. I'm the cool mom. Like, no, 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 my mom can come. Oh yeah, yeah, she good,
Right.
she good. Yeah. So it makes me feel real good. Like I said, my whole family is musically inclined, actors, dancers, writers, and producers. my house never stopped. When my kids was young, it never stopped. It was music going, somebody was doing something. And it was never like a competitional thing. Everybody knew when they were supposed to jump in and do their part. Yeah, yeah, it was live. It was
I
live.
like it. I like that. Yeah, back back in those days, we parents would just turn on the music. You had a good time. I miss those days. Dad
Yeah, I
turn on
miss
some
those
music.
days too. I
And just
do.
turn on music, and we be in there singing. Sometimes might be my cousin. We might be in there dancing because back then they want to, the older my grandparents was like, "Hey, my song came on." Might be the Whispers. Come on, stylistic or something. Hey, I want y'all to stand up and
Yeah,
do the move. We like,
yeah,
what? You don't know the move? Well, I don't care. Y'all just gonna do the moves and sing with the song. We like,
yeah. I applaud the parents that still keep that going in their home
yeah.
for their children. I really do. I applaud them for that. So that's why I said it's never lost. It's never lost. You just gotta just keep it going. Just keep it going no matter what. So I applaud those parents that keep that going in their home. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about how did Whitney Houston, Anita Baker, Luther, and Mary J. How did they influence you going forward?
Well, my mom called me the young Luther Vandross. So, cause
Oh,
that's all she when I was growing up singing, she said I had this thing, like I had this female like Luther thing going on, and so I was very, very drawn to his music. I ended up meeting him years later in California, and this is how I know that I had that it thing because I was around all of these greats. I was
mhm,
in these people's home, like they welcomed me in their home because they saw that star in me.
right.
They like, oh no, she has it and she's gonna be. I was like Michael, like he has it. She's one of these jewels. She has it, so she can mingle. We can teach her, and she can learn all of these things. Anita Baker, amazing, amazing, feel good, soulful, everything, everything that I am, everything that I truly, truly am. That's what I grew up listening to and mimicking a little bit, down to, oh, I'm sorry. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I see
Okay, sorry about that. That's my son. Uh-oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. That's my son calling me.
you.
Son,
Yeah, my
son.
mom just hit me up a minute a while ago. So,
So Anita Baker, amazing, amazing, feel good, soulful. To Patti LaBelle, I was matching vocals with Patti LaBelle at 9 and 10. I'm matching vocals, and at the time I was hitting these high C's, and she's looking at me like, "Whoa, this kid," you know. So then on to Natalie Cole, like I'm meeting all these greats to the Whispers, the Commodores. So I was very, very much so influenced by all of them. And that's where my feel was. That was my soul that I had. Because they used to call me Little Miss Soul Tasha Scott because I had that soul. And I used to sing with an eight-piece band all the way till I was 21. So they all influenced me. I sat back and I studied and I listened. I could direct a band and all of that. It was just amazing. So I got all of that from a lot of those great people. So they really, really did influence me on, knowing how to be a star and a performer and be a celebrity. So yeah, I thank all of those amazing people that came before me. I really do, because I am the person that I am today because just studying them.
so how do you stay? Let's talk about longevity. What are your future goals in the entertainment industry?
Well, my future goals is to basically keep making good music. And anytime I have the opportunity to work with somebody, I just want to make sure that I'm working with somebody that sees longevity, that talks the language of longevity, not overnight, not I just want to put some money in my pocket because I'm about making history.
Right. Okay.
so so I listen to that, and I always say, you're never too old until you're gone.
Right.
You can always still create something and do something. There was so many great people that came before me. Before, if you know anything about the Bible, you know about Sarah and Abraham. They had a home baby and they was in their hundreds.
Right.
You know about Colonel Sanders. So you're never too old to
Right.
stop being great and stop creating. It's okay to take a break. 'Cause I've taken a many of breaks. But if it's in you, it's in your blood, keep going. So it's in me. It's in my blood. This is what I know. I basically eat, sleep, and breathe this. Even when I'm on my downtime. Like if I'm watching something, I'm always being creative. I'm being creative. So yeah, that keeps me going on to know that I have the longevity blood in me. So keep going. When you keep going and you keep at it, you know you got the longevity blood in you. Like people do it and then they fall off.
Yeah, true. So what legacy do you want to leave behind?
Wow, just to I want to continually be pillow talk. And she was great. She's amazing. She stayed humble. She stayed true to who she was and who she is. So I want people to really just see my heart. See my heart, give my heart. And you know, it's a gift and I got to share it. So I want to share the gift. I want to continue to share the gift till I can't share it anymore. So that's the legacy I want that people to know like she did an amazing job and she kept her head above water, you know? So I don't know what may happen in the
Hmm.
future, but I do know that I still have to tread lightly. Always tread lightly. Always be looking out for those that'll come. But if you know, you know, stay focused, keep going. So I just want people to just understand that he's legend,
All
and
right.
they're saying it now, and I'm so humbled by it. Like
Yeah.
and I'm not the biggest of the biggest star, but people are calling me a legend. That you don't use those words just to use
Yeah.
those words, but people are calling me a legend. And I feel like I didn't get a chance to get to that point where I dreamed or I thought, but it's not over until it's over. And if they're calling me a legend now, I feel like there's something ahead of me that I got to keep going for.
Mhm. That's deep. Say that again so they can hear.
If they're calling me a legend, then I got to keep going because there's something in front of me that I got to get to.
That's deep. I like that. What would you tell your younger self? Like, what advice would you give your younger self as an artist and an actress?
Woo! My younger self. Girl, girl. First of all, okay, I love my first child. I do. I love her to death. But I would have waited.
Mm,
I would have waited. I would have listened to my mom and not had her and stayed focused. I was still focused, but I became more focused on raising the child. You understand what I'm saying? So I would have said wait and kept the ball rolling a little longer. You understand what I'm saying? This
mhm.
is not this is not like, oh, you see, she's upset that she had a kid. No, 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 no. I'll let her rub right. But I would have waited and stayed a little bit more focused because I believe right at that time I was going into my prime. I was really, really in my prime. I was booking everything. I was booking back to back. I was booking pregnant and all. Nobody knew, but I was in my prime. And after she was born, I went harder. You see what I'm saying? I just went harder. And that's why I could say Amen 227 Webster Thrive Star Search Finale was French Face Students. I can just go down the list because I went harder. And to say to my younger self, good job. You did good. You did everything that your mama told you. You did everything that the greats told you to do. You did good. I don't I wouldn't backtrack anything. You did good. You did good. And now today, you need to be a little bit more meaner. You need to be a little more assertive. You need to be. Nah, I'm
Uh,
good. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
so what can the fans and your supporters expect from you coming up?
Well, they could expect the single will be out in a couple of more days. What's today? 11th, then the
You
13th.
got two. You got one more day.
Yeah,
Well, we're
yeah,
gonna
it'll
say
be out. It's gonna be amazing. Like I said, there are some that have heard it, but they haven't heard the remix. I did kind of play the remix yesterday. I was on the internet for about 45 minutes, and I played it all the way through. There was a few people that popped in. They was like, "Oh my God, it's amazing! It's amazing! It's amazing!"
right.
So looking forward to the single. Looking forward to the completed jewel. I'm a call it the jewel, even though the the title is her story, because I'm gonna take them back. I'm so excited about taking everybody back so that they can hear the young Tasha Scott, to see where I was, because everybody's like, where's she been? What she do? What she sound like? Da da da. Nobody has ever really, 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 really heard the project that came there from MJJ. So I'm excited that they're about to hear this project, this jewel, my story of a young girl, like I said, my ups and my downs. I'm so excited that they're actually about to hear at least 15 songs and not an EP. And it's actually gonna take them a lot of different places. It's very colorful. I don't know if you
Hmm.
heard it already, but it's very, very colorful. You got the South Central girl, which I call Tink. You got her. You got Moonchild. You got her. You got Tasha Scott. You got all these amazing personalities, but
Hmm.
you can tell it's the same person.
Right.
So yeah. And the crazy thing about it was, when I was going in the studio, the producers didn't know who they were going to get that day.
So my question is, how many I got today?
You got two,
Two.
baby.
All right.
Yeah, so who do you want, darling? Do you want Stella?
Oh, this number three.
This is number three there, love.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's
Her,
up? What's up with you?
her name is Stella.
Hey, what's up, Stella?
Oh, nothing, darling. How are you?
I'm doing groovy today.
All right, I'm having a lovely time with you right now.
I appreciate.
You're absolutely amazing there, darling.
Hey, hey, yo, you got it. You funny. This has been one of the funniest ones I've actually enjoyed.
Did I stop you in your tracks?
Nah, you ain't stopping me in my tracks now. Nah, I'm
All
I'm
right
I'm good now.
now. Are you
I'm good.
sure?
Oh, I'm positive.
All right now, there. Don't let me put the magic on you.
Ah,
So that's me.
that's cool. I
I
like
love to have fun. I love to be myself. This is me. When they say that saying crazy, sexy, cool, yeah,
that shit.
yeah. A ball of energy, love, peace, harmony, crazy, sexy, cool, you know. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
All right. So, as we come to a close, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is your floor to do your shout outs. You got your upcoming music that you got coming out, talk about that. Where can your fans and supporters, where can they find you at? And we're just gonna let you have the floor.
Yes, they can find me on Instagram at Tasha Scott, aka Tink. They can find me on Facebook at Tasha Scott fan page. Believe TikTok. I'm not really on there as much, but I have TikTok. It's just Tasha Scott all across the board. Those are basically the only three I have: Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I don't really have
Okay.
any. I have Beagle, but I don't really go on there like I used to. And really, when I'm on there, I'm just really, really, really just chilling and relaxing. Really, really, I play because I can play all kind of music over there.
Right.
Yeah, but those are the three. And if you can't find it, and if I'm saying them wrong, maybe Google me, STL until it says, and everything will pop up. and that's how you can find me. Like I said, my shout outs first and foremost, my first shout out is to my Father God in heaven, for everything that He has blessed me with and what He's continuing to do in my life on this journey as I give this message across wherever it's going to come across. I give a big, 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 big shout out to him because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be who I am today. I give a big, 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 big shout out to my mom. May she rest in peace because that was my number one all
Mhm.
time fan. And the whole team, even though they are gone and resting in heaven, but I do believe that the spirits are still working with me and behind me and pushing me. So I give a shout out to them. I give a shout out to my family for just sticking in there with me, my kiddos, when they knew and they didn't know, and it was what it was. They had a wonderful life and they still continue going to have a great life. They're very, 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 very talented. I give a shout out to Mr. Carver Kathy for believing in me and just saying, hey, I got you and I want to see you do this. I give a shout out to everybody that basically has had anything to do with my career, a godmother, some of these people like are still like, yo, T, you are just amazing. And then, of course, my crazy, 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 crazy Moonchild fans, I give a shout out to y'all. I give a shout out to y'all because everybody there already know you are listening to the lovely sounds of Tasha Scott, aka Moonchild, here in Moonchild's Recording Studios, where it always goes down. The music is always right, it's always live. If the girl misses a beat, you'll never know. She just keeps rolling. So I give a shout out to my fans and all my followers. Yeah, I thank y'all so much. I really do. And I really, 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 really hope you guys enjoy the album. As you listen to the album, the single, make sure you take yourself back, drive your car, roll your windows down, sit back and enjoy the music. That's what it's all about.
All right. So we appreciate you being on Pusher Indie podcast. Soon as Wednesday, I'm gonna drop it on my station, Lyrical Lux FM. So we're gonna drop it on there. When you have the EP. I used to usually tell the artist that you can come back if you want to drop it or on here. Then we can do that as well, so that people can, your fans and supporters, they can hear it. Because my whole thing is, if we don't support y'all, then we can't ask for anybody else to support us. So we gotta
Yeah,
support.
absolutely.
Kansas support just because let's say one person that supports you one time, but I want to support because I want to be on a song. It should be like, hey, I'm supporting you because I see you doing great things. So so that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So that's what we do here. We're gonna push your music.
Thank
We
you.
gonna
Thank you. I
support.
appreciate it.
We're gonna support. Gonna push your music. We're gonna get you heard. I know Carver. He gonna do his thing as well, and I'm also, I appreciate him as well because, like I said before, he texted me and was like, "Hey, do you want this exclusive?" I said, "Of course." I said, I'm not gonna. I ain't stupid. I ain't passing down no good no interview like this. So I'm on it because you could have went somewhere else, but you came here and bless my state, so my platform. So I appreciate that as
No
well.
worries. No worries.
So we gonna make sure that we get you out there because you got your fans and supporters. So it shouldn't be no problem to get these streams and these likes up for this EP and the single. So, but we gonna do our
Album,
part.
album, 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 album.
Album,
You
my
got
fault.
15, you got 15 songs.
15 songs. She just checked me on my own show. So we got album. Anything past what considers an album? What?
Anything past, I think, 3 or 5.
3 or 5, okay. Alright, so we got an album. So be on the lookout for the album. The album. You say his
I
name is
just
album.
said, I just said, you know what? Let's go for the gusto. The gusto, just boom, boom, boom.
Let's hit him with it. Like, that's what we doing. We dropping hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So make sure.
Like I said, we taking them back. We taking
Yes.
them back. Where they're like, Yo, she took us back. She gave us like the whole plate.
So if y'all got the cutlasses,
The
the Cadillacs,
hoopties.
the
Look, I
hoopties,
just like it's a song that's you riding in your hoopties and like they gonna be like,
yeah.
no, she didn't, yo. I said stuff like the box MTV and all that. They gonna be like, oh my god,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's that type of feel where they're gonna be like, yo, she took me back, yo. She
So
took
actually,
me back.
before we whatever, you ain't ever get in trouble for looking at the box? You didn't? Oh, okay. Because yeah, we used to love the box at, like, at night, because we like, "Oh, okay, these videos don't come on like this in the daytime."
It takes that no, 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 no. I was so I was sheltered, but nah,
Oh,
nah.
okay.
I was always studying stuff, just studying, 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 looking at it. Okay, yeah, 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 okay, yeah. Yeah, I can take a little bit of that. I can polish on that.
Yeah,
Nah, I was doing my homework. I was doing my homework back then. Yeah, I was. Yeah, yeah.
so ain't nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, so me and Carvin, we're gonna have to talk about some things. Get you up here, do some up here in the DMV. So we're gonna talk more about
Yes,
some things.
absolutely. I
So,
would love to come. I would love to come.
yeah. And so we gonna talk to him about some things. Like I love the energy. This I will have to say this is one of the best interviews I've done. Like I like the energy. I like the the personality of what you're doing. I'm looking forward to everything that you got going on. So I guess I'm gonna do my little outro, and then we gonna
You gonna do
let's
your
get,
outro, darling.
yeah. So you
Now
can
make it fast. Quick,
so
quick, quick,
you
quick.
can go ahead and do whatever y'all do in Vegas. And so tonight's conversation tonight's conversation was truly inspiring, from television classes to powerful music and unforgettable stage performance.
Yes,
Travis Scott continues to prove that authenticity, talent, and perseverance can create a lasting legacy. We appreciate you for joining us here on the Indie Spotlight. Make sure you follow, support, stream Tasha Scott's music, and stay connected for everything she has coming next. This is your
yes,
boy AD signing off, and remember to keep supporting independent talent, real artistry, and genuine creativity. Peace and blessings.
yes. Blessings.
All right, I appreciate you.
No worries.
Thank you.
You want me to hang around or no?
We should be good. Yeah,
Okay.
we good. All
Okay.
right.
All right. Cause I had to
Uh,
hang around the other day because it's like, no, no, we gotta make sure everything is good.
yeah, everything, if everything good with you, then we good.
Yeah, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci.
All right, I appreciate you.
No worries. All right. Adrian, Villains in the building. Woo, woo, woo.
All right.
Did I make you blush there?
I'm just hey. Yeah.
Ah, I got you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening.
All right, you too.
All right. Blessings. Bye.
Bye bye.